Howard Schultz is on a full-blown PR tour as Starbucks, different locations of Starbucks stores have been unionizing. Since December, 9 Starbucks stores have voted to unionize, and 8 of those were successful in Arizona, in New York, in Washington, and about around 180 Starbucks stores have filed petitions with the Starbucks Workers Union, United Union, to start organizing themselves. So this is setting off a chain reaction across the country with Starbucks stores, and that's terrifying. Howard Schultz. So he's on this PR tour. Here is an article from the Wall Street Journal yesterday, where in the first line of this piece, they'll say that these stock buybacks are temporary. Do we have this up? Yeah. The headline here: Starbucks' Schultz, back as CEO, prioritizes baristas over stock price. So that's how the Wall Street Journal frames it. And if you read it,
what a nice guy.
Yeah, they clearly got access to Schultz for this. And so I've been watching the Theranos show, right, with Elizabeth Holmes, the dropout. I should do my impression of her later. Maybe I'll do it now. What's a good phrase to say of her? No, I can't do it right now. Yeah, no, but it's not. It's like, we're very happy about our achievements in Theranos. Anyway, but like they go to the Wall Street Journal, and that she did for a fluff piece in order to take some of the heat off of her. And that's clearly what Schultz is doing here. This is his 3rd time as CEO. They're calling in the big guns when they're worried about unions. And so Schultz held a town hall meeting with Starbucks employees in order to just cool it on the unionization effort here. They call their employees partners. Do they treat them as such?
Yeah.
Not so much.
Also, remember last time he did this, he mentioned stuff about Holocaust blankets. That was extremely confusing, and maybe it hastened the unionization efforts. So let's see what he does here.
Yeah, maybe he can top it.
Now, here's where it gets a little sensitive, because I've been coached a little bit, but I do want to...
He sounds like he's been coached by Jordan Peterson in this delivery a little bit.
Yeah, right.
I'm just feeling so many emotions about you're trying to collectively bargain.
Let's see if he'll starts crying and, speaking in tongues or something like that.
Now, here's where it gets a little sensitive, because I've been coached a little bit, but I do want to talk about something pretty serious. We can't ignore what is happening in the country as it relates to companies throughout the country being assaulted in many ways by the threat of unionization.
Assaulted. So that's him talking to Starbucks employees. I don't know what's the legality on that kind of phrasing. Maybe he gets to work around it because he's talking more abstractly about other companies, just like theoretically around the country who are assaulted by the threat of unionization. I mean, like, it's so passive aggressive because, as I mentioned,
what an assault is laying people off because they were organizing and not admitting that's what you're doing, but pretending it's because of some infraction, which is what Starbucks is doing to folks around the country.
Right. And like then they have these cozy town halls where Howard Schultz calls them partners while behind the scenes retaliating against them for unionizing. I mean, I didn't realize that unionization was like an act of violence against a company. I mean, that is
capitalist. It is.
Hey, for them it is, and that might be the only instance in which I'm in favor of that kind of stuff. But yeah, like violence against a company, fine, right? If that's how you want to characterize it.
It's violence against the dictatorial, tyrannical side of business, which is like we decide if you have a livelihood or not, if you have sustenance or not, and it's all dependent on how well we decide you're serving us.
Right. And so they have a carrot and a stick approach here too, whereas like behind the scenes, they're going to fire you in retaliation for trying to unionize, and then publicly facing, they'll try to use all this flowery language. Howard Schultz is calling you a partner. He's doing a town hall in an open forum where he's not even on the stage. He's in the center of the room. He's one of you, even though this is his third time as CEO coming back to the company when they really need somebody to stamp out unionization efforts and make sure that Starbucks is as profitable as it once was.
It's like he's going for the youth pastor vibe with this layout they got here too.
Yes. Makes it a lot cozier there. So again, that was at the town hall that was held by Howard Schultz there, but he didn't stop. He didn't stop there. You know, you don't worry, Starbucks employees. They're temporarily pausing stock buybacks. You may not be able to join a union, which would raise your wages, improve your working conditions, which were terrible under COVID, and lovely lefty or pretend lefty Howard Schultz didn't seem to care about that whatsoever. But you will maybe get an NFT.
Okay, let me give you another tidbit. I shouldn't say this, but what the hell?
Whoa, he's going off script.
I shouldn't say this.
Okay.
Wait, hold on, pause it. This is so mannered. I shouldn't say this, but I'm so excited about this opportunity for our partners that I had to reveal this to you. Okay.
Look at this shiny new object we're going to give you. You think collective bargaining sounds good? Let's think about non-fungible tokens.
I'm not a digital native, obviously. Raise your hand if you're a digital native. That's not a very strong hand. Who's a digital native?
Oh, shut up.
No one? Adam Brotman's a digital native. Okay. How many people have followed what has been happening with NFTs? Wow.
Wow.
How many people have participated in investing in NFTs?
Oh my God, this is so
How are you doing? Okay, for now. Okay. So if you look at, I've tried to be a student with all this, not being a digital native. If you look at the companies, the brands, the celebrities, the influencers that are trying to create a digital NFT platform and business, I can't find one of them that has the treasure trove of assets that Starbucks has, from collectibles to the entire heritage of the company. So,
what?
Here's the secret. Sometime before the end of this calendar year,
collectibles,
we are going to be in the NFT business. Okay?
Oh, that is some unenthusiastic applause. So what does that even mean? I mean, again, it's just like distract you from maybe organizing with your employees. And by the way, fellow employees, Howard Schultz has tried this. You mentioned that he had this other town hall, but he had meetings, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, with like in person with stores that were trying to unionize because they were so terrified of this. Something tells me he doesn't have the deft hand to handle this, Starbucks CEOs, if you actually think that, like, you know, you need to call in the big guns to stamp out this union effort, or there's no amount of flowery language or NFTs or pretend end to stock buybacks that can get in the way of workers understanding their value and their worth and how they need to be paid a living wage and more, and need to, I mean, in the end, the goal is for workers to own more of the means of production, but at least in the interim, in these major corporations like Starbucks, there needs to be better working conditions and better wages. And like that has been what has come out a lot of this pandemic, and what we're seeing across the country is an understanding that there's power in numbers. And you can stand up to people like Howard Schultz, no matter how many, you know, bored apes they throw at you and Wall Street Journal pieces that they collaborate with the author on to make themselves look good.
It's the perfect demonstration of this whole crypto thing as just the new shiny object that capitalists are using to distract people away from demands of like decommodified healthcare and housing and public education